We got Kraft Happy Ending Kraft Sauce. Welcome to episode 2, Macadocious Uncut. Once again, you can follow me on Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, Macadocious Uncut, Macadocious 84. First of all, I want to start off the show by saying thank you to all the supporters and all the people that took time out of the busy schedule to listen to my first episode. First time behind the mic. I got some good feedback from friends, some constructive criticism, which is always welcomed. Not a problem, not opposed to it. Of course, I take it very seriously because I really do truly appreciate that. Thank you. But I want to start off this show really, and as you can see, not too excited about the Super Bowl that wasn't. It was one of those things where the hype really was tremendous. We were supposed to get this game where it was going to be a wild, wild west shootout. It was going to be a game where you could say we were expecting record numbers as far as offense goes. Nobody saw a low-scoring defensive slugfest. Nobody saw a 13-point performance by the Patriots, and nobody saw the Patriots holding the Rams to 3 points. Not you, not the experts, not me, not anybody else. And me, quite personally, I actually checked out pretty soon, right after kickoff for that game. I wasn't really interested. There wasn't really anything going on. I'm not going to elaborate too much about that game. I know, life happened, work happened. I wasn't able to get an episode out as soon as I wanted, so I apologize for that. But at the same time, like I said, I'm thankful for the support and the views. Rolling on out. I'm gonna touch some topics, but I'm gonna be very, very quick. Like I said, there was a Super Bowl that wasn't. There was nothing Super Bowl about that game. Basically, it came down to Goff and McVay. First of all, Goff, to me, he is a Derek Carr. When I say he's a Derek Carr, he just has a better supporting cast. But that's the same quarterback of my, beloved Raiders. Derek Carr. Basically, Jared Goff shit his pants. He folded under pressure. He missed every important throw during the game while being pressured. Well, not being pressured. Basically, the Patriots, Belichick got in his head. The pressure was too much. He was rattled. The inexperience of a big game showed. I really thought that the Rams, honestly, the Rams to me were supposed to have been, losers in the NFC Championship. I actually believe that Dallas had a good chance of taking them out. Before they dropped the egg in the Coliseum. But in reality, that was a pretty good season by the Rams. Obviously, they were exposed, and that's what a Bill Belichick and the Patriots team does to you. You know, they take your strengths and turn it into a weakness. And I know I mentioned and I touched a little bit on it in episode one, where who the key players were going to be, and that's exactly who they were. They were able to run the ball with Sonny Michelle, and obviously they had enough of Gronkowski and that famous you know route tree with Edelman that was just unstoppable. It didn't matter who they put on that guy, or it didn't matter if they jammed him or knocked him down. The little dude, just kept getting up, and it was at the end of it was too much. The time of possession, the running game, basically neutralized how much pressure the Rams can put on Brady. So Belichick seen it earlier. He early in the game, he was not gonna let Brady get hammered back there, because he knows the Giants, the New York Giants, basically created that blueprint on how to beat the Patriots. And Belichick's a smart coach. He's the smartest coach. And there's a reason why the Patriots have 6 Super Bowls, because of Belichick and Brady and McDaniel's. At some point, for certain extent, you can give him a lot of credit. So as far as that, that's all I'm really gonna touch on. I know the Super Bowls played a couple weeks ago. As far as that is that concerned, meanwhile, uh, we got some crazy information and scandal with the owner, Happy Ending Craft. I really wanted to avoid talking about that dude and talking about the Patriots, but that's some crazy shit. I feel like eventually, just like the NFL cut a deal with Kaepernick, um, I'm sure Kraft, being that he's a multi-millionaire, close to being a billionaire, if not that already, we'll figure out a way to be able to, work a deal with the NFL, with the justice system, and be able to get on with his life. Obviously, the Patriots, I think right now you could say it's debatable about who's that number one team in the NFL as far as all times. And being that they have all those Super Bowls now, the only thing in the record that you can really say is it's a fact, is that they've always been under the limelight for being cheaters, and the drama and the hype and all that, and this just adds to that. I mean, I'm really not gonna get into specifics about what I feel about Robert Kraft and what he did and what he was what he wasn't doing, because I don't know all the details like that. But yeah, that's pretty interesting right there for me. Um, I don't know. I'm just gonna let that one go. That's all wild, on the wild side, and I'm no cop. I'm no lawyer. I'm no expert with the law. So, man, I wish the man good luck with that, and I don't envy his position at this particular time. Um, Moving on to the NBA. The NBA is closing the distance on the NFL. And what I mean by that is, I don't know if you guys noticed, during Super Bowl week, and you have Radio Row and the media and all the big spectacle that they got going on during the Super Bowl week, leading up to the game. But a lot of the hype, a lot of the news that I saw on TV on BSPN, and if you know, you know why I would say BSPN. And you got Fox Sports. You got all sorts of media covering the Lakers, Anthony Davis, trade rumors, all that type of stuff. It seems to me like the NBA pretty much chose to release all that and leak those stories at that appropriate time because it's them trying to shorten the distance between the NFL and the NBA as the most popular American sport, or the most popular sport you could say on this side of the on this side of the world. Basically, you know, it's crazy right now, man. The Lakers, they're struggling, but they're in the news every day. They're under a microscope. You basically got Big Mouth Magic Johnson once again. You know, talking about since last year in the World Series on live TV, talking about hey, I'm gonna get two superstars. We kind of knew LeBron was coming over. It was like a 99.9% chance of that happening. I know a lot of folks and a lot of my friends are diehard Laker fans. So shout out to all my homies, all my Laker fans. Hey man, I feel you. I know you guys been pissed off all year. I know you guys want Luke Walton fired. And like I said before, that ain't happening. They're not going to make a change during the middle of the season. You guys ain't got a better, viable coaching option at this point. For what it's worth, Brian Shaw and Jason Kidd are not a better option. If anything, yes, I can see why some of y'all have been telling me, hey, talk about Mark Jackson. Would he be a good option? And I'm going to get that in quick. But I want to stick to the Magic topic. I believe that his big mouth has gotten the Lakers in trouble, and what I mean by that is he's made some enemies in the executive position around the league, because I don't think that other executives like him being on TV talking about he's gonna get two stars and he's gonna build this great Laker team. I don't usually see other executives out like that on live TV or on radio, guaranteeing and sticking their neck out like that in public, talking about how many stars they're gonna get, and it really showed. I mean, just look at the way that Dell Demps, the now former Pelican GM, handled the situation. They made it a point right off the bat that they weren't going to be dealing Anthony Davis to the Lakers, and when they were listening, they wanted this outrageous package where they basically were going to gut the Lakers, and they were going to leave LeBron and a bunch of empty chairs. What? And they wanted what? 4 picks, 6 picks, 8 picks, Kuzma, Rondo, all the above that you guys have already heard before. But that would have been crazy, man. And I'm hearing that before they asked for all those picks, that the Lakers were willing to give 2 first-round picks with all those players. I don't know what exactly would have happened if that actually would have been a trade that went down, but I think that would have actually backfired for the Lakers, because in all reality, I feel like the Lakers are better off steering away from the Anthony Davis to LA hype and really working on signing some shooters because the current team has a bunch of streaky shooters, but LeBron has shown before, and playing with a big man isn't always the best option because I don't remember a big man thriving with LeBron James due to the fact that he does control the ball and he kind of takes the air out of the ball where he's running the whole offense and he's got everyone set up exactly where he wants them to set up, and he's kind of calling the shots, kind of like a Peyton Manning out there on the field. He's making the audibles and the adjustments on the fly. I think the Lakers need shooters. They would be better off without Anthony Davis, and especially if they got to give up all these assets, all these young players. Whether you believe in, Lonzo Ball, possibly being a star, possibly being an all-star player. I don't think so. I think the Lakers should have drafted De'Aaron Fox, to be honest. And look at what Fox and the Sacramento Kings are doing. Without a LeBron, without a bona fide star, they're right up there. They're ahead of the Lakers right now. And I mean, I give them 2 years and watch out for those guys, man. Even Draymond Green and other players in the league have taken notice, and they've made it clear, like, oh shit, these guys are pretty damn good, and they're about the fastest team in the NBA with the way they play, the exciting brand of basketball. It reminds me of a young Warriors team where when we got Klay Thompson, Green, and Iguodala and Lee were sent to the bench, and we were just blowing teams out of the water, because we were just running up the score and busting threes. I mean, all night. So that I see a little bit on the Kings. What I saw with the Warriors back in the 2014-2015 season. So yeah, watch out for them. But right now what ails the Kings is the same thing that ails the Lakers. They just play no defense. They really don't play any defense, and that's what separates the great teams from the good teams, from the number 8 seeds, the number 7 seeds. Is that championship defense. In all reality, everyone really wants to know. The question is, will the Warriors win 4 out of 5? At this point, is really the Warriors versus the field. And I mean, if you look at it in many angles, if you look at me, the way I look at it is easy. Of course, I'm going to take the Warriors. Yeah, I'm a Warrior fan, but that's not why I'm going to take them over the field. It's just like I asked before, who is going to beat the Warriors 4 out of 7 games? You could beat them once, you could beat them twice. The Rockets beat them 3 times last year. Had a game 7, up 17 at home, game 7, and we all know that what happened next, right? 27 straight breaks from 3-point line. It doesn't necessarily mean, hey, you got success in the season. Rockets have beaten the Warriors 3 games this year, and everybody's talking about, that's the team, that's who's gonna eliminate them, and they might be. Who knows? I mean, I'm not saying the Warriors are not beatable. They are. They got some weaknesses. They don't have a bench. So to me, is like, if you want to beat the Dubs, you're gonna have to rough them up. You're gonna have to really play physical ball and be able to take advantage of every time they put their second unit in there. That's when you have to dominate them, get a lead, and force the first team, the Stars, to be able to exert more energy and be able to play more minutes. And like I said, eventually you're gonna hope they, some tired legs, they miss some shots or whatnot. But let's be real. I don't see the Warriors losing. I don't see them. Um, I don't see them running through the playoffs like they used to before, and 16-1, 15-2, or whatnot. The West is tough, man, and I think a lot of people are realizing, specifically LeBron and LeBron stands, they're realizing, hey, let's give the Warriors a little bit of credit because they've been going through the West, and this isn't the East. LeBron went through the East and sliced and diced all the way to the finals for so many years, and I don't know if that's happening this year, but if he does pull it out, that would be epic. We would have to give that man a whole lot more credit than what he's been getting, but I just don't see it happening, especially if they had to play the Warriors or the Nuggets in the first round. Good luck, man. Good luck with that. Moving on to another topic, we're getting close to March, and we got another sport in the horizon coming in hot. There just hasn't been any hot stove free agency news to really talk about. Manny Machado getting $300 million from the Padres. Okay, and that's it. Bryce Harper still hasn't signed. You got the Keuchels, all the legit starting pitchers in the free agent market, relievers. Basically, Manny Machado was supposed to be that chip that was going to make all the dominoes and all the other pieces to the puzzle fall in place, but we haven't seen that. Really, when it comes to baseball, I wanted to touch a few topics, and I know that they've been put out there already in the last year or two with the fact that I am a believer that these analytic goons, these nerds, are really damaging the sport, and I say that because I think that stats are one way to look at a player, but you're really not able to use a stat sheet and determine that player's ability to lead a team. You're not determining that player's leadership qualities, the way that he interacts, or the way that he leads, or the way that he gets along with others in the clubhouse. Being that baseball, the clubhouse is a big thing because you need that camaraderie, and you need the gelling, and you need those certain players that patrol and they lead by example, and you need that rah guy too to kind of set everybody in line, especially the young players that are trying to play the sport and deal with the struggles of maybe being a first year player, not having experience, dealing with the slumps. Specifically, I think that you can't measure that with a batting average. You can't measure that with home runs, launch angles, all that Statcast, exit velocity. Like we have all those numbers, and they're all fun and dandy. But at the end of the day, it's really all about winning. What are you doing? What's your team identity? Are you built off of pitching? Are you like trying to emulate the Yankees? You're trying to hit home runs, and we've seen how that has worked for the Dodgers. Yeah, they've done good in the season. They won 6 straight division championships, gone to 2 straight World Series. I mean, we have these conversations, me and my buddies at work all the time, about how I should be, thankful, or Dodger fans in general should be thankful for making 2 straight trips to the World Series. I mean, I'm not complaining, but my mentality has always been, if you're going to get to the big game, you might as well go out there and win it. Now, in baseball, you got 7 game series, and usually the best team wins. So the last 2 years have shown that the Dodgers haven't been the best team. Therefore, I'm trying to figure out how Friedman has came out on the news and said, "Hey, the Dodgers, we don't have a weakness." Now, that doesn't sound right to me. I think we got 2 weaknesses, and they're the biggest ones. And there are 2 leaders. The first one is Dave Roberts. Is he the manager? Or is he the robot? Is he the puppet? Because some of these moves that are being made in crucial situations, whether it's lineups, whether it's not playing our best left-handed hitters for the first 2 games of the World Series, whether it's taking out the pitcher too early or leaving them in too long, putting in the same reliever in the same situation, in the same pressure leverage, game after game after game. The list goes on and on and on and on. I understand sometimes when you don't have a better option to go to, you kind of have to stick to the guy that has been successful, that has been leading you to the promised land. So I understand why he got an extension. I understand why he's going to continue to lead this team. I personally don't have a problem with the guy. I just don't like his style of managing the game. And I don't like the front office, the way they're running the show, as far as being that, what Magic once said of the Dodgers trying to be the Yankees of the West. Man, I don't want to hear that nonsense. As a Dodger fan, I want the Dodgers to be what they were during those championship seasons in the 70s, in the 80s, where they were built off of speed and defense and pitching. That's what I want to see. That's what the Dodgers are. We're not that home run bashing team. We're not the Yankees. We don't want to be the Yankees of the West. We're the LA Dodgers. That's what Dodger fans want to see. In general, I get the same answers from other disgruntled, pissed off fans. They want to see speed. They want to see pitching. They want to see defense. All those has been lacking. It really has. Now, another one of those weaknesses, I mentioned there was 2. We hit on Roberts. Now, can somebody explain to me how Clayton Kershaw gets a 3-year, $90 million contract? I mean, seriously, what the fuck are we thinking? Why would we give that bozo $30 million a year? I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. Great regular season pitcher. Great leader. Great person. Great family man. But on the field, when it matters the most, man, I'd rather have Sippy the Chimp out there, if you know what I mean. I trust that guy more than Kershaw. The dude is like, you see him out there, and it's like you're seeing a butter melting. Like, it's just, what's going to happen. When you boil the beans, the beans are going to come up. They're going to come to the surface. That's going to happen every time. Go ahead and try to keep them down. Boil that water, put the beans in there, try to keep it down. See how good you can manage that. That's Clayton Kershaw, man. Clayton Kershaw is going to find a way to get you to fall for the hype, and like everybody says, maybe this year will be different. No, it's not going to be different. It's not going to be different this year, next year, or the following year. I don't know. I feel like they really screwed up on that one. I understand loyalty, but loyalty is earned through championships, not through good regular seasons. We had those. We had plenty of those. It's time to really like set an example in the organization where you're gonna put your foot down and say, hey, we're the Dodgers. We're only whatever we give you as far an extension, it's gonna be based upon the postseason. What you do to get us over the hump, not what you do to get us there, and then help us be one of our main reasons why we lost in the World Series, why we couldn't get it done. And the guy just looks mentally, to me, he just looks broken. He's not going to be able to overcome that. Now, do I hope he's able to get a chip before he retires? Yeah, I do, because I think that would really help his legacy. Am I expecting it? No, of course not. You know, the season hasn't started, and I'm already pissed off. But that's just the Dodger fan in me. And this is probably not going to be the first or the last time that you hear me talking about this topic. I do kind of hammer that pretty good. It's pretty much getting close to opening day. I'm excited about baseball. I don't want to think about these things. They're always in the back of my head. But I am excited. If you make it out to Dodger Stadium, you will see me out there. I mean, at the end of the day, I talk all this shit. But at the end of the day, I still support the team. You know what I mean? So, see me out there. Say what's up. Let's have a cold beer. Conversate. I mean, I thought about it, and from different people's opinions, and they requested, "Hey, man, you think there's going to be a time where we can get on the show and talk sports?" It's like, definitely, that's what I want. It's not me trying to be the star of the show, or me, trying to take all the credit, or me only, talking sports, and saying, whatever I say goes, and kind of like the guys that you see on TV, even when they're right, when they're wrong, the guys never take that responsibility and say, oh, I was wrong for that. No. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I got my sources. Well, no, we don't got any sources here. We're all uncut. So yeah, if you wanna join the show, we're out here in the LA area. Send me a DM or instant message. You want me to talk about certain things on the next episode, I'm also trying to implement that. You want to get on the show with me, talk about whatever it is that you want to get off your chest, or rant, or whatever. We got a few minutes for that too. But with that, I would like to say goodbye and thank you for listening, and look out for episode 3 coming soon. I appreciate all the support, the followers, the subscribers, the views. I appreciate it. Macadocious Uncut, episode 2, and I'm out.